Yes, Jeng.
Mr. Kurang, thank you. It's a contribution bobu nono. Why man fuma disagree with Mr. Kurang moy.
Okay.
Believe me, we are in a situation of poor macroeconomic management.
Okay.
Lima gom moy, we have challenges like any other country will have their challenges. Challenges in nak dinde ute, and depending on the economic reality in your country. Now, first, damuko jealousy, mangdon waktana mom shortly on the issue of debt distress. Because the word distress therefore already caused a lot of stress in a lot of people, especially dafa neka kadu bo xamne dafa joge from the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs. So, bum waxe lolu nonu, man dama feel ne most of the people you for comment, especially you could interpret in a negative way, probably then panic. The man si man, jarut panic. Munge wax ne nawek jël nañ bor fale and so on. But the reality is, deka dafa melni business. So buge runs a business, you do it in two ways. Or maybe at max 3. The deka bitami no la mo deme. First, danga am sa own revenue. Or mooy nekk sa equity, right? Then suñ la joxee gift or nga jël bor mu nekk loan nga invest ko in your business to continue moving. So dëkk tamit da nga am sa own equity contribution mooy sa tax revenue bi nga collect. Wala soo amee gifts from other countries gis nañ ko fii mun naa am time Jammeh la da ngaa dégg ñu ne Taiwan may na Gambia so and so amount of money. Time Barossa de gana ñu EU def de jox Gambia some amount of millions. Jo no nañ ñew rek.
You said challenges.
No, déglu.
But you didn't talk about the challenges.
Déglu rek.
The World Bank has already come to
No.
The World Bank has already
Number may rek.
So listen to him after.
Mom si bopam mu ne tax bu nekk di jël is not sufficient. So ñu ngi si deficit financing. The government dafa provide public goods. ñoo dee taxaw ñu ne amuñ courant amuñ ndox amuñ lii amuñ lale. Government su la waree provide loolu te tax bu moo collect from the people, from businesses, from citizens, if it's not sufficient to provide those public goods, lu moo def dafa dem to institution bi nga xamante ne ñoo leen mun a leb ñu jox leen government invest into productive investments yu mel ni yoon, lu mel ni education, lu mel ni agriculture, lu mel ni health to improve the living standards of the people.
Is it the sufficiency of the tax or the management of the enterprises that manage the money?
Well,
because the World Bank report said here, weak governance, weak economic mismanagement, an investment climate combined with poor infrastructure, which resulted in declining enterprises' SOEs contingent liabilities.
Okay.
Continue rise in government credit costs, and weaker than expected grants. So you know that the problem is about the management of the tax money.
No, I don't think it's just about the management of the tax money. Of course, comme luñ doon wax ci affaire university bi fii, in every institution, of course, you have some people who wouldn't do their business as they are expected to do. So those are challenges, right, that we face in this country. Why so whole from 2022, 2023 coming into this year, this GRA ñu ngi try pour boost what? The tax efficiency, the tax compliance. Ñu ngi try pour def loolu, right? So you say ñu def loolu, then realize ne going to collect money from these lenders is not going to be sustainable in the long run. So then you want to find ways of having efficient tax mobilization, resource mobilization, and domestically doing that for ñu mun a finance some of our projects.
Yeah, but Jeng, here we are talking about after you collect the tax, what do you do with the money?
You invest the money.
That's what the World Bank is saying. They said you are not managing the money very well.
On what basis?
On the basis of the performance of your parastatals, your state-owned enterprises, the SOEs. You can go through them one by one.
But
are you satisfied with NAWEC?
Well, I have seen even the government hasn't been satisfied with NAWEC at some point.
Are you satisfied with GAMTEL?
Well, I don't know how Gamtel is doing, to be honest with you.
The World Bank said they are not doing well.
But excuse me. No, let's get it this way.
Are you satisfied with the GPA, the Gambia Ports Authority?
Let's take it this way.
Yeah.
Now we are given a target to fulfill in 2023. 2023, I guess. They were unable to meet their target, which resulted in the punishment of the senior management by reducing their pay by 5%.
But is that enough?
Which I believe wasn't enough.
Yeah.
I felt the right thing wasn't done in that case, because if you give somebody a tax, they fall in below. But how much is 5% from what those people earn? I believe that was really small.
Yeah.
But again, you realize that there are so many things going around in NAWEC that in the long run, the future seems bright. Now we have what you call the solar, the electricity expansion project through the solar farm that they want to implement, which is in Jambur, right? But also we have NAWEC investing so much in rural electricity expansion.
Yeah, but you know, as a financial analyst, Jeng, you must not only look at the political optimism of like Barrow, we are going to do this, we are doing. You are an analyst. You should look at the investment, the money that has already gone in. When are we ever going to get a value for money for this? Where is the attempt from the government to bring this value?
Well, you know, okay.
Like you just said, the 5% deduction is not enough. Maybe you should recommend something that is more.
That was my personal judgment. But I don't know on what basis did they arrive at the 5%. And I don't even know how significant the 5% is in terms of the earnings of the people that have been punished.
I think recently,
right?
we have more.
I have a personal judgment. I have a personal judgment, and I believe the 5% wasn't sufficient. I believe we could have seen, let's say, some people even losing their jobs. Because if so much is invested, to whom much is given, much is expected.
And
right?
NAWEC is just an example, because there are still.
But I wouldn't categorize that as a total failure in NAWEC, because again, I'm aware of other things that they're doing, which is mainly ensuring that electricity supply reaches almost every corner of the country through the rural electrification project. So, which is a credit.
We know it has an effect on the debt distress. What is your solution for the debt distress? No, but the debt distress.
Wow, there's no risk. No, the
debt distress. More than the minister be one now. The debt distress cause now. Yeah, it can cause a panic when a minister talk, because he's the authority. Understand that? Why? He just said the facts, because the World Bank limit be lunywa. You pass and go be the dollars depreciation be that they affect debt financing be Mohamna, because you are earning your revenue, your tax revenue in dollars. Yangi am dollars, te yangi wara pay dollar. Te so neke su fekene dollars bi neka di wacha def lay gëna sonal. Why mom acknowledge nako fi, why mom waxut naka lañ debt distress bi lan naka lañ ko mëna dindé.
Hanga fuma buga waxe in the first place moy panic bu am si dëkk bi in the first place shouldn't have been the case. So they need to understand exactly what the minister meant. I feel the minister's words have been taken higher than he meant.
Out of context?
Out of context. Or maybe not out of context, but consumed with so much, I mean.
No, but it has implications.
It will have an implication.
It has implications.
But again, my argument is this.
Serious implications.
My argument moy, I don't have a problem with the minister saying. So, luma wax moy, munuma deny ne amna an implication on the perception of the ordinary Gambian. But again,
the World Bank already said that the cost of debt is getting higher.
Absolutely, because we have a debt service ratio of about 29% projected for 2025.
So amute halis pour fay sa bor. Ñu la bëgga lepp dañ ko yoka. Sen interest bi dañ ko yoka.
Understand na lolu. Why luma wax moy Gambian bi waruta panic so much in that, because luñ gis moy the debt that has been collected is reinvested into the country, and we know that. I have seen a lot of money coming from the World Bank that has been reinvested into agriculture. I have seen money that has been reinvested into road construction, and we know all of these investments actually would have positive economic implications for that matter in the long run.
But why is the cost of debt increasing?
the cost of debt would increase because we don't have enough resources domestically to finance the public goods that you and I and somebody else is asking the government to provide.
No,
and they have to be provided.
Your cost of debt will increase because you are not managing your debts properly.
I disagree with but how would you define the management of the debt?
Yeah, like they said, you get the money, you invest it into the parastatals, and the returns that you are getting from those parastatals, the government is the oversight. The return is not satisfactory, then you are forced to go for more debts to service your original old debts. Okay. Therefore, the lenders are telling you pay more.
I understand all of that. But the reality is, it's not just what is put into the parastatals we are talking about.
Yeah, that is just
If you look at it recently, if you look at the chunk of our debt, what I have seen goes beyond what... Now, for example, the
roads? You mean the roads?
Obviously.
Yeah, the president just went to Brufut and they said the construction of a highway from one end of Brufut to another is taking 5 years.
It's taking what?
5 years.
To construct what?
To finish the road.
It depends on the quality of the road and what is being done and the availability of the funds.
That is where the money is invested. So, but when you invest money into roads, you need to do the job and complete it on time.
But the job is going on. And of course there are variations. No, there are always variations.
Okay.
There is an efficiency problem.